if I may, Mr. President. Mr. President, it is my honor and privilege to nominate a good friend and brother in Christ, a Christian public servant, a Christian son, and a Christian brother, Senator Alan Peter Cayetano, as Senate Minority Leader. Mr. President, Senator Alan's career in public service spans over 3 decades, beginning as one of the youngest councilors in the Philippines and rising to become a distinguished senator, representative, and even Secretary of Foreign Affairs. Mula pa po noon sa Kamara de Representantes o sa loob ng halos 25 taon, nakita ko na po, Ginoong Pangulo, first-hand, ang kanyang tapang, paninindigan at pagmamahal sa bayan. Yan ang katangian ni Senator Alan Peter Cayetano. His courage is rooted in faith in our Lord God, significantly amplifies his ability to champion important causes. Sa Kamara po, magkakasama kaming nag-impeach sa pinakamataas na opisyal ng Republika. Si Sen Alan ang naging boses ng minorya. Hindi po natinag kahit kinukuyog na ng mga veteranong mambabatas sa Kamara. Walang makatapat sa kanyang talas, lalim at lawak ng kanyang kaalaman sa batas at jurisprudence. Kumbaga po sa basketball, Ginoong Pangulo, kahit anong gawin nila, hindi po siya mabutata. Malikot din mag-isip at hindi nauubusan ng creative ideas. Kung debate ang armas niya sa loob ng Kamara, sa labas, ang kanyang people skills naman. Back in the 13th Congress, it was his idea to launch initiatives such as Piso-Piso para kay Garci, and the No to Porno campaign intended to support impeachment proceedings and to advocate for changes in the way MTRCB classifies television shows and movies. His legislative accomplishments are a testament to his commitment to the Filipino people. He has authored, Mr. President, and co-authored landmark laws such as Expanded Senior Citizens Act, Bayanihan to Heal as one act, the Customs Modernization and Tariff Act, the Department of Migrant Workers Act, among others. And these laws have significantly impacted the lives of millions of Filipinos, addressing issues from healthcare and education to economic recovery and social welfare. As a former Senate Majority and Minority Floor Leader, Senator Cayetano has demonstrated his ability to navigate the complexities of legislative work with integrity, intelligence, and a deep sense of responsibility. His leadership has been marked by his dedication to transparency, accountability, and pursuit of justice. Beyond his legislative achievements, Senator Cayetano's tenure as Secretary of Foreign Affairs showcased his ability to lead on the global stage. He was instrumental, Mr. President, in pursuing an independent foreign policy, protecting the welfare of overseas Filipino workers, and implementing reforms that streamlined the passport system. For his exemplary service, he was awarded the prestigious Order of Sikatuna with the rank of Datu, the highest honor a Philippine president can bestow upon a diplomat. As minority leader naman, Ginoong Pangulo, si Senator Cayetano, ay naniniwala po kami that he will bring a wealth of experience, a strong moral compass, and an unwavering commitment to the principles of democracy. He has consistently shown his ability to work across party lines, engage in constructive dialogue, and hold government accountable while advocating for policies that uplift the lives of ordinary people. Nais kong magwakas by saying, Mr. President, palagi po natin siyang tinatawag sa acronym na APC. Knowing him both as a friend and a mentor, I can describe him using the same acronym. APC, ang Pilipinong compassionate. APC, ang public servant na courageous. And APC, a person of Christ-like integrity. Mr. President, may I respectfully move to nominate the gentleman from Taguig and Pateros, Senator Alan Peter Cayetano, as our minority leader. Marami pong salamat at pagpalain tayong lahat ng ating Panginoong Diyos.
Did you mention that he was Speaker of the House of Representatives? You did not.
Mr. President, I failed to mention, Mr. President, but thank you for...
You're too young to remember that.
I was about to say, Mr. President, I wasn't born yet, Mr. President, but...
Well, he was my counterpart when we passed Bayanihan 1 and Bayanihan 2 during the COVID.
Definitely, Mr. President, and he has created a lot of landmark measures, Mr. President,
right,
shepherded by the Speaker, former Speaker of the House.
All right. Any objection? Hearing none, Senator Alan Peter Cayetano is designated elected minority leader.
President, and to God's grace and mercy, I hope to do a good job. Sir President, just to add, Senator Joel is against Chacha or Pirma, but he wants to abolish the House.
All right.
Mr. President, I have to say, Mr. President, just because of what happened a while ago, I don't mean anything, Mr. President, about no ill feelings against the House. I am still a proud member, then member of the 12th, 13th, and 14th Congress, Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. President.
All right. Thank
What if ikaw yung presidente, wag ng congressman o senador, ikaw ay pangulo nung university na yon at gusto mong itayo yung building. Parang may implication ka agad na kasama sila sa kalokohan. Eh paano ko yung building na yon na-inspect, wala rin namang mali. So nakikita ko po na yes, we have to be thorough, but tama po kayo na pag walang resibo, in fact, umaabot nga minsan yung walang resibo na nagbabanggit ng project pero hindi naman sinabing may problema sa project na yon.
Yeah, speaking of chilling effect, Mr. President, I remember, no, just occurred to me, noong yung na policy issue exploded right in our faces, ako pa mahimbing ang tulog ko noon kasi wala naman po akong pork barrel. So, mahimbing ang tulog ko. Hindi ako nag-aalala na kinabukasan, pagbukas ko ng dyaryo, makikita ko yung pangalan ko doon. And similarly, in this particular issue, pag ako po naturo, baka manghabol ako ng taga.
Well, unang-una Mr. President, alam naman po natin relationship natin dalawa. We don't always agree but you've always looked over my back then. I hold the record of the fastest to be confirmed because of you and of course the Senate President sa DFA. But alam niyo Mr. President, unfortunately, gusto ko man matulog po kayo na mahimbing pag tinanggap niyo yung trabahong yan. Kasi natandaan niyo po nung Napoles, may umiikot na abogado or may mga umiikot noon na parang pag hindi kayo nagbigay, isasama kayo sa listahan. And like you, matahimik ang maganda tulog ko. Bakit po? Because medical, ginagamit ko po noong time na yon yung pork barrel. Pero panay medical assistance and walang cash. Hindi ako naglagay sa kahit anong NGO, sa kahit anong... so mahimbing ang tulog. But then before mag-end yung hearing natin, may nilabas naman sila. Walang project, walang advance, pero natulungan ko sila. So, pwedeng biglang may mag-appear dyan na sabihin si Senator ganito, si Congressman ganyan. Pati Presidente pwedeng sabihin, actually, nagbigay ako nung eleksyon dyan. And because walang resibo, the reality it could be true or not. So, I'm just happy that we discussed that. I'm not saying they're confusing us. I'm just saying it can be done. Which goes to my second to last point, Mr. President. I thank you for the very comprehensive list of laws. Kung pwede lang po ako magdagdag ng isa.
Sige po.
Kasi the benefit po of having a Senator Lacson is he was a not only an ordinary policeman, a chief PNP, and also what was the official designation sa PACC?
Chief po.
Chief, no?
Presidential Anti-Organized.
So yung build up, yung investigasyon at build up, likha sa inyo. Kasi sa ibang trial lawyers, lalo ko hindi ka naging prosecutor, alam mong guilty pero walang build up walang investigasyon no? So I'd like to bring to point, just like Senator Villanueva, tatanong ko sana to. Actually, sumulat ako kay Chairman Marcoleta sa Blue Ribbon na mag-attend ulit ang hepe ng BIR at kasi nabasa ko sa dyaryo, nilowa na daw nila yung mga contractor ngayon. But nung araw po, isang lowa lang sa isang taon. Ngayon, 3 po o 4 pwede. So maraming nagrereklamo na tuloy-tuloy yung mga lowa. So gusto ko sanang malaman, kaya sumulat ako, pinapacheck ko sa staff ko kung sumagot ang BIR. In the last 3 years kaya, etong nakakakuha ng bilyon-bilyon, na-issuean kaya to ng lowa ng BIR, ng regional directors? And if yes, ano yung resulta? Kasi kung ghost, Mr. President, di ba? Makikita mo sa audit Ang point ko, Mr. President, gusto ko idagdag yung Al Capone theory. Na pag hindi mo mahuli sa murder, sa smuggling ng alak, sa prostitution, sa smuggling, pero kitang-kita yung pera, pwede din natin idalihin yan sa tax evasion.
Yes, I fully agree, Mr. President. Ang problema, as pointed out by our Senate President during his interpellation, sinabi niya, merong isang contractor, ito yung Alpha and Omega, may kaso na sa Court of Tax Appeals, nirin nyo pa uli ng pick-up. yung kanyang lisensya. So how can you reconcile kung hindi systemic yung corruption? I don't know what is.
Yes.
Ano?
No, I agree, but someone we know very well commented and was congratulating you. But sabi din niya, o tandaan natin, hindi lang DPWH, marami pang iba. I think nabanggit niya BIR. Siya nagbanggit, hindi ako. But ang point ko, if we really want to get away with, if we want them to get away, we do not address the culture. And I think this has been your life's work, not only to expose, but to, that's why
Follow
nga,
through. Yeah.
that's why nga pagdating sa pork barrel, you decided na, hindi na, because you want to get away, you want to take away, not get away, you want to take away that culture. You want to replace that culture with a culture that doesn't promote corruption. So natutuwa ako na yung customs, umakto kaagad, hinabol yung mga sasakyan. Natutuwa din naman ako sa BIR na nag-issue kaagad, tinignan, nag-issue ng LOA. I think mag-executive session bago nila i-submit. But I want to look deeper, Senator Kuya Ping, na sana matignan din natin ano pang ibang ahensya ang pinagtakpan tong mga, kasi ang isang tinitignan ngayon ng BIR, social media. Pero kung makikita natin yung tinagurian Nepo babies, grabe po yung yung kayamanan nandun . So ordinarily, kung anak po yan ng mga oligarchs natin, na BIR na yan . For all I know, baka na BIR na. Hindi ko lang sure, but baka pwede nating tignan. And the last point, Mr. President, may I request your staff na ibalik dun sa text ni Yusek Cathy. May isa lang po akong comment kung papayag kayo.
That's the most popular and most demanded part of the privilege speech. Pakibalik nga uli yung text message. By the way, I asked the permission of the Senate President if I could...
Yes, of course, Mr. President. And of course, Mr. President, we are covered by immunities and by plenary power. Precisely so that in aid of legislation we can do this, and yung blue ribbon goes beyond in aid of legislation. So sabi pala ng staff ko, sumagot ang BIR pero yung dokumento at detalye sa executive session, so I look forward to that. Mr. President, tinanong ko rin, just like Senator Villanueva, hindi ako naka-attend ng huling hearing kasi nga nabalitaan namin may change of leadership.
Hindi rin kami naka-attend kasi busy kami nagbibilang ng numero.
The hearing before that, natanong ko si Yusek Cathy kasi may tinatawag na IAW, which is 3.5% ng lahat ng project.
Yes.
At part dito po yung testing, yung pang-monitor ng project. Sa 3 taon, umabot ng 100 bilyon na napupunta sa DPWH.
Sa central office.
Pwedeng sa central office, pwede din pong
Alam niyo, Mr. President, isa ito sa pwedeng tanungin sa budget deliberation natin. Dati 0.5 lang yan .
Yes.
Bakit tumaas na naging 3.5 na? Medyo napakalaking bawas yan do sa dapat gastusin sa proyekto.
So sa 1 trillion a year, that's 3.5%. So sa 3 years, di ba? Gaano kalaki yan? But ang point ko po, biglang hindi lang amnesia parang ang sagot ni Yusek Cathy panay hindi niya alam, etc. Tapos tinanong ko siya doon sa geotagging. Sabi ko, nabanggit ngayon ni Senator Mark na may geotagging, hindi din daw niya alam dahil sa planning. So I just wanted to point out.
Mr. President, if I may interrupt, yung geotagging na yan, panahon pa ni Secretary Singson, ginagawa niya na yun . Pagka meron tayong budget deliberation at nandiyan sa plenaryo, magtanong ka sa kanya ng yung status ng isang proyekto. Titingnan niya lang sa iPad niya, sasabihin sa iyo .
So the point I want to make, Mr. President, is parang sunod-sunod ang sagot niya na hindi niya sakop, hindi niya alam, hanggang tinanong ko siya na meron naman kayo execom. Pero dito po sa text message, ang linaw, sabi niya, tingnan niyo para ma-vet ko. Redundancy, overlap, prior funding, correct location, alignment of national priorities, and consistency for menu of local projects. So, one, malinaw na yung insertion ay hindi lang legislators at hindi lang sa BICAM. Sa pagpapagawa pa lang ng NEP, pagka malakas ka dun sa departamento, pwede mo ipasok, except that mas may guidelines sa umpisa. But number 2, it just shows that yung sagot ni Yusek Cathy is so different from her text. Kasi sa text pag tignan mo, parang napaka-organizer. Tignan niyo po, di ba? Titignan kung may redundancy. Ibig sabihin kung yung project na pinasok mo, pinasok na ng
Mr.
iba.
President, I'd like to believe na pro forma yon.
Yes. Pero even if
Standard na sagot niya yan.
even if pro forma, even if staff niya yung magche-check, ang
No, I
layo,
mean, pro forma yung text na yon.
yes, yes. But ibig sabihin, Senator, ang layo sa sagot niya ng, sir, hindi ko departamento yan, hindi ko alam. Di ba? So I'll stop there, Mr. President, and look forward to, what else this chamber will find. May I just make one comment? Marami kasi nagsasabing walang mangyayari sa hearings. Democracy is messy. But having a Blue Ribbon Committee, having the House Committee, having an independent body, having COA, having BIR, whether it was the ZTE, whether it was the fertilizer scam, whether it was Farmally, it has shown that the combination of investigations ferrets the truth. It also has been shown that confusion or yung turuan or yung squid tactics can happen. But let me just affirm my personal view that napaka-importanting tool ng Committee on Public Accountability ng Blue Ribbon, and I look forward to working whoever will be designated by the majority. Thank you very much, Senator Lacson.
Thank you.
Mr. Senate
Thank you, sir.
President, salamat po.
Now that you've mentioned it, perhaps we should inform the public. I know most of them many are watching. I've heard through not only social media but mainstream media that bakit ba nag-iimbestiga pa sila? Yung tanong bakit daw ang Senate nag-iimbestiga? Iniimbestiga ang sarili nila. Yung House nag-iimbestiga, iniimbestiga ang sarili nila. I think they have it wrong. We are inquiring in aid of legislation. Kailangan ulit-ulitin natin yun na ito ay recommendatory. Wala tayong prosecutorial powers. But this would aid in the bills and the laws that we would want to pass.
And Mr.
So
Senate
that-
President, siguro yung ibang nag-comment na yon, even if it's coming from a good place, hindi alam yung dynamic sa Senate.
Correct.
So halimbawa may 10 senador, kahit yung chairman ayaw niya imbestigahan yung isang senador, kahit sino sa 10 ay pwede magtaas ng kamay at magsabing, can you submit these documents, can you answer, etc.
Yes.
No? And for example po, hindi natin pwedeng tawagin yung senador na yon. But then if it becomes clear, anyone can file an ethics committee complaint. And in the ethics committee, may karapatan tayong at least through the tamang, kung hindi naman natin ma-require na mag-attend, ma-require natin sumagot So I just sisegundahan ko lang, Mr. President, na valid yung parang hindi nyo pwedeng imbestigahan yung sarili nyo, pero hindi po valid na walang halaga yung investigasyon na to. At pag nalaman nyo yung dynamics ng Senado, makikita nyo po na maraming kabutihan lumalabas sa lahat ng investigasyon natin. Thank you, Mr. President.
Correct.
I-stop, Mr. President, na dun pa lang sa NEP, tila baga hindi na nasusunod yung executive. Dahil kung tama po na pinapakita niyo po ito, inilalako na nga po inilalako na po nila. And chances are, hindi lang po kay Senator Soto, sa ibang senador at sa mga kongresista. And if this happens, ang legislator naman, kung makita for example, na isang ghost project yung nangyari, tulad po ng nangyari ngayon sa aming lalawigan ng Bulacan, napakadami po. Madi-deny lang po easily nung isang legislator, sasabihin hindi kanya yun at executive, Mr. President. So again, Mr. President, I am here to look into the truth, paano natin mahuhuli itong mga miyembro ng sindikato na ito na umiikot para gahasain ang kaban ng ating bayan, Mr. President.
Mr. President, merong transparency hub yung DBM, pinutap nila, no? Ang sa ngayon, hanggang NEP lang daw. So I suggested during the DBCC hearing, I think that was the second hearing, na-expand nila all the way to the GAA, yung sa enrolled bill. Ang problema nila, they cannot also dictate on the legislators, meaning both houses, na maging transparent to identify the proponents of the amendments. Kasi kung wala tayong record, wala tayong minutes, wala tayong transcript, hindi talaga natin matitrace. So it's up to us, no, as a body, anyway, collegial tayo, baka pwedeng we set the example in the upper house na kung saan we identify each and every member of the Senate to identify himself na siya yung proponent ng isang particular or several amendments na sinabit sa chairman ng Finance Committee. And we hope sana yung House of Representatives will follow suit. Kasi without the other house, kalahati lang yung effort natin. Dahil kung ayaw rin mag-identify ng mga individual congressmen, kung sa kanilang galing yung amendment, yung proposed amendments, wala rin. Kasi doon po nawiwili, actually. Pero if we can only, make it a point na each and every proponent of any amendment is properly identified, sinabi ko na rin po ito, at least merong shared responsibility. At kung ako yung nag-introduce ng amendment, babantayan ko dapat yung proyekto kasi baka magkaloko-loko, may balik sa akin.
Yeah.
And I hope we can be one in this effort, Mr. President.
I am with you, Mr. President, distinguished colleague from the great province of Cavite. It's just that nanlata ako nung sinabi nyo na at pinaalala nyo sa akin na it takes two to tango na kailangan both
Definitely.
houses, Mr. President. Because ako ho, for example, Mr. President, perhaps I could be exhibit A, Mr. President, of what has been happening. Because easily, they can pinpoint anyone na ito, project mo, etc. without having anything, Mr. President. While if we are to propose an amendment and say this is my amendment and you defend your advocacy on the floor, then there's no way na pwedeng mag-imbento against anyone here in the Senate.
When I responded to you na it takes two to tango, ang gawin lang natin, let's follow the lead of the Senate President. Kung may nag-offer, i-reject natin. O di isa lang yung nagtatango. Hindi mabubuo yung sayaw, hindi ba? But if the legislator being offered to make insertions, nag-bite siya at nagbigay siya, and then sira na yung kamada. But if the senator or congressman would deny such offer or request, then it will not happen, Mr. President. As in the case of the Senate President, he declined, so hindi nangyari. Pero kung nagsabit siya ng 500 million as of now, sabi as of now, for now, sabihin, may karugtong pa yan. Kung humirit pa siya ng, pwede bang another 500 million? Di 1 billion yung naka-insert sa kanya doon. But he declined and he rejected right away. So first off, sa atin na rin magsimula yung initiative. Even if offered, we decline.
And even if it takes two to tango, at least malinis ang konsensya natin at kaya natin sabihin na buhay ang moral issues ng institusyong ito. Mr. President, I'd like to thank the gentleman for entertaining this representation's questions and query. I pray, Mr. President, na gaya nung sinabi ko po kanina, the past 2 years, mismong ako, Mr. President, nagdududa na kung may mangyayari po dito sa flood control. And I'm glad...
Wag po tayo magduda. Ang panawagan ko nga po, yun yung parang downer sa atin eh. Pag nakarinig tayo ng mga netizens, wala yan, walang mangyayari. Then, na-drag down na tayo sa ganung pag-iisip.
And I'm saying this, Mr. President, because when you run, I told you about it, na I want to win and make sure na may mangyari po dito sa ating advokasya. And the main reason why I'm saying that, Mr. President, is I am a living testimony na halos sumuko na, Mr. President. 3 taon na po ako na nagsasalita ho dito sa bulwagang ito, sa committee hearings, etc. But right now, Mr. President, and I believe that the Lord has sent you in this institution to help us not just ferret out the truth, but come up with concrete solutions, Mr. President. I heard, Mr. President, also just a point of information that the DPWH Secretary will file cases against this Assistant District Engineer.
I told him that, Mr. President, that we will provide the damning evidence.
Yes.
Not only here, but this morning he flew to Oriental Mindoro, and he told me last night. And right away, I told my staff, you provide all the information, all the evidence that we have to the staff of Secretary Vince. So when he goes to Oriental Mindoro, tumbok na niya yung pupuntahan niya. And he told me last night, he will do exactly the same thing that he did in Bulacan when he visited. Right away, dinismiss niya yung si Henry Alcantara.
Yes, Mr. President. And other than that, Mr. President, just to point of information, kanina ho binabanggit ni Senator Cayetano, may COA report na po dun po sa mga ghost projects ng Wawaw at ng Sims at ng Diskaya. So, yun lang po. This was the same COA audit highlight report that we subpoena during the first committee hearing of the Blue Ribbon. Thank you again, Mr. President, and I'd like again to congratulate and thank the gentleman from Cavite. I am one with him in pursuing justice, especially for may kababayan si Bulacan. Maraming salamat, Ginoong Pangulo.